Imagine wandering through a dense forest at dusk, the shadows growing longer with each step. Suddenly you hear a rustling not far off the beaten path. A chill runs down your spine. Could it be a deer, or perhaps something more mysterious? This is the realm of the cryptids, elusive, enigmatic creatures that have captured human imagination for centuries. From the towering Bigfoot of North American forests to the elusive Loch Ness Monster lurking in the depths of Scottish waters, these beings inhabit the shadowy corners of our world and our minds. Welcome to the Night Terrors Network, where we delve into the fascinating and often chilling world of cryptids. In this exploration, we'll traverse the globe, uncovering the legends and lore that have persisted through time. From ancient folklore to modern-day sightings, we seek to uncover the truth behind these elusive beings. Are they mere figments of our collective imagination, or could there be more to these tales than meets the eye? Join us on this thrilling journey into the unknown, where myth meets mystery and reality blurs with the fantastical. Historical origins of famous cryptids. Bigfoot, a legend rooted in Native American lore. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is arguably the most famous cryptid in North America. Its origins can be traced back to the folklore of various indigenous tribes across the continent. The name itself, Sasquatch, is derived from the Halkomelem word Saskets, used by the indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest coast. These early tales depict a large, hairy, bipedal creature deeply intertwined with the natural world. The modern image of Bigfoot began to take shape with numerous reported sightings in the 20th century. One of the most notable was in 1958, when enormous footprints were discovered at a construction site in Bluff Creek, California. This incident not only gave the creature its name but also sparked a surge in interest and reported sightings. The Loch Ness Monster, from saint to sensation. The Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, is a cryptid said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. The earliest report of a monster in the vicinity of Loch Ness appears in the Life of Saint Columba by Adamnan, written in the 7th century. According to the text in 565 AD, Saint Columba encountered a beast in the river Ness, which he banished back into the depths. The modern legend of Nessie began on May 2, 1933, when a local newspaper, the Inverness Courier, reported a sighting by a couple who saw an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface. The publication of this account, followed by a purported photograph in 1934, known as the surgeon's photograph, catapulted Nessie to international fame. Chupacabra, a contemporary mystery. The Chupacabra, or goat sucker, is a relatively recent addition to the cryptid catalog, with its history dating back to the 1990s. The creature is said to inhabit parts of the Americas, preying on livestock, especially goats. The first reported sightings were in Puerto Rico in 1995. Residents claimed to have seen a creature responsible for a string of unexplained livestock deaths, marked by strange puncture wounds and drained of blood. The Chupacabra quickly became a cultural phenomenon, with sightings reported from Mexico to Maine. Its description varies, with some depicting it as a reptile-like creature with leaping abilities, and others as a strange breed of wild dog. Despite numerous theories, the Chupacabra remains an enigma, with no definitive evidence of its existence. Cryptids in popular culture. Bigfoot, an icon in film and television. Bigfoot has achieved iconic status in popular culture, particularly in North America. The fascination began to rise significantly after the famous 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film, which purportedly captured the creature on camera in Bluff Creek, California. This footage became a cornerstone of Bigfoot lore and inspired countless documentaries, films, and TV shows. In 1987, the film Harry and the Hendersons presented a comedic yet endearing image of a Bigfoot-like creature, further cementing its place in popular imagination. Television series like Finding Bigfoot, which first aired in 2011 on Animal Planet, have kept the interest alive, blending science, adventure, and folklore as teams search for evidence of Bigfoot's existence. The Loch Ness Monster, a symbol of mystery and tourism. The Loch Ness Monster has transcended its Scottish roots to become a global symbol of mystery. Nessie's popularity soared in the 20th century, particularly after the 1934 surgeon's photograph, which, though later debunked, had already captured the public's imagination. The creature has been featured in numerous movies such as The Water Horse, 2007, which presents a family-friendly story inspired by the legend. Beyond film and literature, Nessie significantly impacts local tourism in Scotland. The Loch Ness area has become a tourist hotspot with the Loch Ness Centre and exhibition opening in 1980, attracting millions of visitors eager to learn about the legend and, perhaps, catch a glimpse of the elusive beast. Chupacabra, a modern folk devil. The Chupacabra, despite being a more recent addition to the cryptid roster, has made a considerable impact in media and popular culture. Its first major appearance in the media was in 1995, following reports in Puerto Rico. The creature quickly became a subject of fascination in the United States and Latin America, featuring in news stories, TV shows, and conspiracy theories. The Chupacabra has been portrayed in various forms, from a sinister predator in the X-Files episode El Mundo Gira, 1997, to a more humorous depiction in the animated film Hotel Transylvania, 2012. This cryptid's versatile image, ranging from menacing to comedic, demonstrates its adaptability in popular culture. The scientific search for cryptids. Bigfoot, from footprints to DNA analysis. The scientific community has long been intrigued by the legend of Bigfoot, leading to numerous investigations. One of the earliest scientific examinations of Bigfoot evidence was the study of footprints, with casts dating back to the 1950s and 1960s, particularly from the Pacific Northwest. However, most of these have been dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications. In the 21st century, the search for Bigfoot took a turn towards genetic analysis. In 2012, a team led by Dr. Melba Ketchum claimed to have sequenced Bigfoot's DNA from hair samples, suggesting a human-primate hybrid origin. However, these findings were met with skepticism from the broader scientific community, citing poor methodology and lack of peer review. The Loch Ness Monster, Sonar scans and environmental DNA. The Loch Ness Monster has been subject to scientific scrutiny since the 1960s. Operation Deep Scan in 1987 was one of the most ambitious attempts, using a fleet of boats equipped with sonar to scan the depths of Loch Ness. While inconclusive, it did record some unexplained readings. More recently, in 2018, a team of scientists undertook a comprehensive study using environmental DNA, eDNA, sampling. The goal was to catalog all living species in Loch Ness by identifying DNA remnants in the water. While the study did not find evidence of a large, unknown aquatic creature, it provided valuable insights into the biodiversity of Loch Ness. Chupacabra, a case of mistaken identity. The scientific investigation into the Chupacabra often leads to a rational explanation for reported sightings. Researchers like biologist Dr. Barry O'Connor suggest that Chupacabra reports are likely sightings of wild dogs or coyotes afflicted with mange, a condition causing severe hair loss and thickened skin. In 2010, Benjamin Radford, a science-based investigator, published a comprehensive study of the Chupacabra phenomenon. He concluded that the description reported in 1995 in Puerto Rico was based on the creature's sill in the science fiction horror film Species. The Chupacabra, he argues, is more a product of mass hysteria and pop culture than a creature awaiting discovery. Global cryptid phenomena. Yowie, Australia's elusive giant. The Yowie, often described as the Australian Bigfoot, is a creature of Aboriginal mythology, with reports dating back to the 19th century. Described as a hairy, ape-like creature standing over 2.5 meters tall, Yowie sightings have been reported across the Australian bushland, particularly in New South Wales and Queensland. The most notable modern sighting occurred in 1977 near Braidwood, New South Wales, where a group of hikers reported an encounter with a large, unknown creature, fueling a resurgence of interest in the Yowie. Mokele-mbembe, the Congo's living dinosaur. In the Congo Basin rainforests, the Mokele-mbembe, meaning one who stops the flow of rivers in the Lingala language, is a cryptid resembling a sauropod dinosaur. The legend has persisted for centuries, with Western explorers taking interest in the early 20th century. Expeditions, such as one led by cryptozoologist Roy McCall in the 1980s, ventured into the Likawala swamps of Congo in search of this creature. Despite numerous expeditions, there remains no scientific evidence of its existence, leaving Mokele-mbembe a subject of mystery and debate. Tatzelwurm, the Alpine dragon. The Tatzelwurm, a cryptid reported in the Alpine regions of Europe, is often described as a serpent-like creature with a feline head. Reports date back to the 18th century, with a famous sighting in 1779 by a farmer in Switzerland. The Tatzelwurm has become a part of local folklore, with numerous theories ranging from undiscovered reptile species to misidentified known animals. Despite its legendary status in Alpine mythology, scientific evidence for the Tatzelwurm remains elusive. Orang Pendek, Indonesia's hidden primate. In the dense forests of Sumatra, Indonesia, the orang pendek, meaning short person, is a cryptid resembling a small bipedal ape. The creature has been part of local folklore for centuries, with Western interest sparked in the early 20th century. Sightings by locals and explorers describe a creature about 1 meter tall with a humanoid posture. Cryptozoologists and researchers, like Debbie Martyr and Dr. David Chivers, have conducted field studies in the region collecting physical evidence like footprints, though conclusive proof of the orang pendek's existence remains undiscovered. Notable expeditions and investigations. The Patterson-Gimlin Film Expedition, 1967. Bigfoot. Perhaps the most famous Bigfoot expedition was the Patterson-Gimlin Film Expedition in 1967. Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin captured a short motion picture of an alleged Bigfoot in Bluff Creek, California. This footage, showing a large, hairy, bipedal creature walking through the forest, has been the subject of intense scrutiny and debate. Despite various analyses over the years, the film remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for Bigfoot's existence, fueling countless expeditions in the Pacific Northwest. The Loch Ness Investigation Bureau, 1962-1972. The Loch Ness Investigation Bureau, LNIB, was a UK-based society formed to study Loch Ness and search for the Loch Ness Monster. Founded in 1962, the LNIB conducted annual vigils at the loch, using camera stations and boats. They collected numerous sighting reports and photographs, though none provided definitive proof of Nessie. The LNIB's efforts significantly contributed to the scientific approach to cryptozoology and heightened public interest in Nessie. The Coelacanth discovery, 1938. A prehistoric cryptid revealed. While not a direct search for a cryptid, the discovery of the Coelacanth in 1938 near the Comoros Islands in the Indian Ocean is a pivotal moment in cryptozoology. This prehistoric fish was believed extinct for over 65 million years, known only through fossils. The discovery, led by museum curator Marjorie Courtenay-Latimer, showed that creatures believed to be mythical could exist in reality, providing a glimmer of hope for cryptid hunters. Sumatra's Orang Pendek expeditions. Numerous expeditions have been undertaken in search of the elusive Orang Pendek in Sumatra, Indonesia. Notable among these are the expeditions led by British cryptozoologist Debbie Martyr in the 1990s and early 2000s. These expeditions involved setting up camera traps and collecting eyewitness accounts, yielding intriguing yet inconclusive evidence like footprints and hair samples. Expedition Mokele-mbembe, 1980s. Cryptozoologist Roy McCall led several expeditions to the Congo Basin in the 1980s in search of Mokele-mbembe. These expeditions involved navigating challenging terrain and interviewing local tribes for eyewitness accounts. Despite extensive efforts, including examining lakes and swamps rumored to be the creature's habitat, no conclusive evidence of Mokele-mbembe was found. Psychology of cryptid beliefs. The lure of the unknown. Human fascination with cryptids goes beyond mere curiosity. It delves into our psychological need to explore the unknown. Psychologists suggest that belief in cryptids and the supernatural fulfills a fundamental human desire for wonder and mystery. This is particularly potent in an era where science and technology have explained much of the natural world. Cryptids represent pockets of the unknown, spaces where imagination and possibility thrive. Cultural and social factors. Different cultures have their own cryptids, often reflecting local fears and values. For example, the Chupacabra in Latin America emerged in the 1990s, a time of significant social and economic upheaval. It has been suggested that the Chupacabra, preying on livestock, symbolizes a hidden threat to livelihood and stability. Similarly, Bigfoot in North America could represent a longing for a connection with nature and a simpler, more mysterious world. The role of media and confirmation bias. Media plays a significant role in shaping beliefs about cryptids. Sensationalist reporting and entertainment media can reinforce pre-existing beliefs or create new ones. Confirmation bias, a psychological tendency to process information by looking for or interpreting information that is consistent with one's existing beliefs, further solidifies these ideas. This can be seen in how ambiguous images or sounds in the wilderness are often interpreted as evidence of cryptids by believers. Community and identity. For many, belief in cryptids is part of a community and identity. Groups and societies formed around the search for creatures like Bigfoot or Nessie provide a sense of belonging and shared purpose. In these communities, belief in cryptids becomes a part of a social identity, with communal reinforcement playing a crucial role in maintaining these beliefs. Fear and the thrill of the hunt. Psychologically, the fear and thrill associated with cryptids can be a significant draw. The adrenaline rush of a potential encounter with something unknown and possibly dangerous provides a thrill that is hard to replicate. This is evident in the popularity of cryptid-themed entertainment, from horror movies to adventure expeditions. Scientific skepticism and the burden of proof. From a scientific standpoint, belief in cryptids is often met with skepticism. The scientific method requires empirical evidence and replicable results. Until such evidence is presented, the scientific community generally regards cryptids as myths or misidentifications. This skepticism is essential in distinguishing between myth and reality, though it often clashes with the deep-seated beliefs of cryptid enthusiasts. Cryptids and Conservation. The protective power of myth. The concept of cryptids has, in some instances, played a surprising role in environmental conservation. By drawing attention to remote and often ecologically sensitive areas, cryptid legends can foster a form of protection for these environments. This phenomenon is exemplified in the case of the orang pendek in Sumatra, Indonesia. The intrigue surrounding this alleged cryptid has brought international attention to the Sumatran rainforests, highlighting the need to protect these biodiverse habitats from deforestation and other threats. Ecotourism and economic impact. Cryptids also contribute to conservation through ecotourism. The Loch Ness Monster is a prime example, with Nessie-related tourism significantly contributing to the local economy in the Scottish Highlands. Since the mid-20th century, the legend of Nessie has attracted tourists from around the world, leading to investments in conservation and sustainable tourism practices to preserve the natural beauty of Loch Ness and its surroundings. Conservation messaging and cryptid lore. Conservation efforts have sometimes leveraged cryptid lore to promote wildlife protection. For instance, the Yeti, a cryptid believed to inhabit the Himalayas, has been used in campaigns to raise awareness about the importance of preserving the region's unique ecosystem. By linking the mysterious allure of the Yeti to the real-world need for conservation, these campaigns can engage a wider audience in environmental issues. The double-edged sword of cryptid tourism. While cryptid-based tourism can benefit conservation, it also poses challenges. Increased human activity in sensitive habitats can lead to environmental degradation. The search for the elusive Bigfoot in North American forests, for example, has led to concerns about habitat disturbance and wildlife impact. Balancing the economic benefits of cryptid tourism with the need to protect natural habitats remains a complex issue. Scientific inquiry and biodiversity awareness. In some cases, the search for cryptids has inadvertently contributed to scientific discoveries, particularly in biodiversity. Expeditions in search of the Mokele-mbembe in the Congo basin, while unsuccessful in finding the creature, have provided valuable data about the region's flora and fauna. These expeditions often involve biologists and conservationists who document previously unrecorded species and ecological interactions. Cryptids as symbols of endangered species. Cryptids often symbolize the larger issue of endangered species and lost habitats. The fascination with discovering unknown creatures parallels the real-world urgency to identify and protect endangered species. By capturing public interest, cryptids can indirectly spotlight the plight of real animals facing extinction. Technological advancements in cryptid research, enhanced imaging and video analysis. The evolution of imaging technology has significantly impacted cryptid research. High-resolution cameras and advanced video analysis tools have allowed for more detailed examination of purported evidence. For instance, the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film from 1967 has undergone numerous analyses with modern technology, providing clearer images but also raising questions about authenticity. Similarly, the use of drones equipped with cameras has enabled researchers to explore remote areas where cryptids are said to reside, like the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest for Bigfoot or the Scottish Highlands for the Loch Ness Monster. Environmental DNA, eDNA, sampling. A revolutionary tool in cryptid research is environmental DNA, eDNA, sampling. This technique involves collecting DNA from environmental samples like water or soil to identify species present in an area. The 2018 study at Loch Ness using eDNA is a prime example. Though it found no evidence of an unknown large creature, the study provided a comprehensive catalog of the loch's biodiversity, demonstrating the potential of eDNA in exploring cryptid legends. Acoustic Technology. Acoustic technology has been employed to capture sounds attributed to cryptids. In the search for Bigfoot, researchers have used sophisticated audio equipment to record and analyze unexplained noises in the wilderness. These recordings are often subjected to rigorous scrutiny to determine their source, with the aim of differentiating between known wildlife sounds and potential cryptid vocalizations. Thermal imaging and night vision. The use of thermal imaging and night vision technology has opened new avenues for cryptid research, especially for nocturnal or elusive creatures. These technologies allow researchers to detect heat signatures and movements in low-light conditions, potentially capturing evidence of cryptids like the elusive Chupacabra, which is often reported to be active at night. Data analytics and pattern recognition. Advancements in data analytics and pattern recognition have enabled researchers to analyze large volumes of sighting reports and evidence systematically. By identifying patterns and correlations in these data, researchers can discern hotspots of cryptid activity and plan targeted investigations. This approach has been particularly useful in mapping reported Bigfoot sightings across North America, providing insights into possible migratory patterns or habitat preferences. Social media and crowdsourcing. The rise of social media and crowdsourcing has transformed cryptid research, allowing for the rapid dissemination and analysis of sighting reports and evidence. Platforms like YouTube and Facebook have become hubs for sharing cryptid-related content, enabling enthusiasts and researchers to collaborate and scrutinize evidence from around the world. This global network has expanded the reach of cryptid research, although it also presents challenges in verifying the authenticity of shared information. Eyewitness accounts and personal encounters. Bigfoot, a tapestry of sightings. Bigfoot sightings have been reported across North America, with a significant concentration in the Pacific Northwest. One of the most compelling accounts came from Jerry Crew, a logger who in 1958 found and cast large footprints in Bluff Creek, California, giving rise to the term Bigfoot. In October 1967, the aforementioned Patterson-Gimlin film captured what is claimed to be a Bigfoot near the same area, a sighting that remains one of the most analyzed and debated pieces of evidence to this day. The Loch Ness Monster, a legacy of sightings. The Loch Ness Monster has been sighted numerous times since the first reported encounter in 565 AD. One notable modern sighting occurred in 1933, when George Spicer and his wife saw a large serpent-like creature crossing the road near the Loch. The surgeon's photograph of 1934, later revealed to be a hoax, further fueled global interest. Despite its dubious origin, this image has heavily influenced subsequent reports and depictions of Nessie, the Chupacabra, from Puerto Rico to Maine. The first reported sighting of the Chupacabra was in March 1995 in Puerto Rico, when 8 sheep were discovered dead, each with 3 puncture wounds in the chest and reportedly drained of blood. In August of the same year, Madeline Tolentino reported seeing the creature in Canovanas, where as many as 150 farm animals and pets were reportedly killed. Since then, sightings have spread to parts of the United States, with a notable increase in Texas and New Mexico. Yowie, encounters in the Australian bush. In Australia, Yowie sightings have a long history, with an increase in modern reports. In 1977, a group of hikers in Braidwood, New South Wales, reported a terrifying encounter with a large, ape-like creature, reigniting interest in the Yowie. More recently, in 2000, a Canberra resident claimed to have seen a Yowie in the Brindabella Mountains, describing it as over 2 meters tall with long arms and no neck. Orang Pendek, close encounters in Sumatra. The Orang Pendek, though lesser known globally, has a rich history of sightings in Sumatra. In the late 20th century, Debbie Martyr, a journalist and conservationist, reported several encounters during her expeditions. Local villagers and plantation workers have also shared numerous accounts of sightings, describing a small, powerful bipedal ape that moves with remarkable agility. Comparative mythology. Shared archetypes across cultures. Cryptids often embody similar archetypes across different cultures, reflecting universal human fears and fascinations. For instance, large hairy hominids like Bigfoot in North America, the Yowie in Australia, and the Yeti in the Himalayas share striking resemblances, despite arising from separate cultural contexts. These creatures often represent the wild, untamed aspects of nature, embodying the unknown that lurks beyond the boundaries of human civilization. Water monsters. Nessie and beyond. The Loch Ness Monster is just one of many aquatic cryptids featured in global mythology. Similar creatures can be found in Japanese folklore, kappa, Scandinavian tales, kraken, and Native American legends, Ogopogo in Canada. These water monsters often symbolize the mysterious and sometimes dangerous nature of water bodies, embodying the depths that remain unexplored and fearsome to humans. Dragon lore. A global phenomenon. Dragons are another example of a cryptid-like creature with global prevalence, from European dragons guarding treasures to the benevolent celestial dragons of Chinese mythology. These creatures, often serpentine and possessing magical qualities, reflect humanity's fascination with power, the supernatural, and the boundary between the earthly and the divine. The Chupacabra and vampire myths. The Chupacabra, particularly in its blood-sucking aspect, shares characteristics with vampire legends found worldwide. This linkage highlights a common theme in cryptid mythology: the fear of the night and the creatures that may lurk within it, preying on the vulnerable. The vampire myth found in cultures from Eastern Europe, Dracula, to Africa, often serves as a metaphor for unknown diseases or threats to the community. Cryptids as cultural responses to environmental changes. Many cryptid legends arise during periods of environmental change or distress. For instance, the appearance of the Chupacabra in Puerto Rico in the 1990s coincided with economic and social upheaval. Similarly, sightings of Bigfoot increased as North American wilderness areas became more developed. These patterns suggest that cryptids can be cultural responses to changing landscapes, symbolizing the loss of wilderness and the unknown consequences of human expansion. The role of cryptids in storytelling and moral lessons. Cryptids often play roles in storytelling, serving as cautionary tales or moral lessons. They can represent the consequences of straying too far from societal norms or venturing into forbidden territories. In this way, cryptids serve not just as mythical creatures, but as vehicles for imparting wisdom and maintaining social order. Conclusion: the enduring allure of cryptids. The world of cryptids, spanning continents and centuries, continues to captivate the human imagination. From the misty lochs of Scotland, where the legend of Nessie has persisted since the 6th century, to the dense forests of North America, home to Bigfoot sightings since at least the 1950s, these creatures represent a powerful blend of myth, mystery, and the unexplored. Cryptids as a reflection of human curiosity. Cryptids embody our intrinsic curiosity about the natural world and the unknown. They remind us that despite our technological advances and scientific knowledge, there remain mysteries that elude explanation. The ongoing quest to understand these creatures, from the scientific expeditions to the Congo Basin in search of Mokele-mbembe to the eDNA studies in Loch Ness, reflects our relentless pursuit of knowledge and the enduring appeal of the unexplained. Cultural and scientific significance. Cryptids also serve as a cultural bridge, linking folklore, environmental awareness, and scientific inquiry. They have spurred conservation efforts as seen in the Sumatran rainforests where orang pendek is believed to roam, and have influenced popular culture, shaping stories and media across the globe. Even in the realm of science, the pursuit of cryptids has led to unexpected discoveries and a deeper appreciation for biodiversity. The role of technology in cryptid research. Advancements in technology. From thermal imaging and Bigfoot searches to social media platforms for sharing information, have transformed the way we approach cryptid research. These tools have not only expanded the scope of our search, but have also brought a global community together in the quest for answers. A journey into the unknown. The search for cryptids is more than a quest for undiscovered creatures. It is a journey into the heart of human curiosity. It challenges our understanding of the world and invites us to consider the possibilities that lie in the uncharted territories of our planet and our imagination. As the Night Terrors Network continues to explore these enigmatic beings, we invite our audience to join us in this fascinating journey, whether these creatures are real or simply figments of our collective imagination. Their stories are a testament to the human spirit's unquenchable thirst for adventure and understanding in a world that still holds many secrets.